someone who potentially might be
Yes.
interested. I know she it has to be what she wants to hear. Otherwise, she said, no, thanks, not interested.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does she want to hear, Meryl? Because we will do health.
She's about to retire and needs, and she's very stressed and is now coughing madly and getting sick because she's so stressed. And I just thought she wouldn't be interested in the opportunity, I don't think.
Yes.
But you never know.
So we will definitely do health. Andre, just talking about your next presentation. And what was so interesting yesterday was that we were expecting somebody to come who wants to know about diabetes, but that person at the end of the day couldn't make it. And so Andre is very adept at reading her audience well and just conversing. We really did converse, I felt, yesterday. And by the end of the meeting, one of the ladies, a new person, which I was quite pleased about, came out with her own whole personal health story. And she just came out of curiosity. And it turned out to be a wonderful, wonderful confirmer for her that she's on the right track with spinal issues. And can you believe it? The amazing doctor she saw here in Johannesburg had said to her, work on your immune system. I mean, I was quite blown away by that. So yes. So Andre, I think I'm saying the right thing when I say that you are led by what people around are asking. And the story is always very much the same, but always coming in from different angles. Hello, Monica Dubé. Nice to see you.
Can I just add, Meryl, to your question? Monica and I were talking about maybe doing what used to be done, and that is to have the health talk thing, and then tell people that if anyone is interested in looking at how one can make a business out of that, we will do that. But if you have no interest, you needn't stay, something along those lines.
Yeah,
so there's an option, and nobody might stay, or one or two potentially interested people might stay, and we would then do it. And we didn't confirm that, Monica, but I think it's quite a good option. And what one could even do, even in your space, is to invite people who weren't quite ready to leave but didn't want to hear the op meeting, to move into the lounge area, and the others huddle a bit more closely around the table, and we just talk about how the business might work.
Yes. It's always very good for all of us, you guys included, even if you're not present, when Andre and I are together, because we start doing more sort of thinking through and the planning. So that, I think, is an absolute sure thing. So today is Saturday the 10th, and if I could just lead us in, Andre, to what we are focusing on today. And it's become very, very clear and obvious, and actually the timing is so perfect coming through from the company, that we have to get our own system up and running. And the company's giving us a system, and we're going to keep on working with it and tweaking as we go along. And I don't know what we're going to call the system, Andre, but are we going to call it the 6x7 or something like that?
Oh, we haven't paid any attention
but
to
I think
the name.
It's, yes. So we wanted to share the video that came through this week. Have everybody watched that video, or could we watch it again now? Rob, could you share it for us, please? So this video has come from the company, put together by Connie, and just talking about these videos. Thanks, Meryl. There are others. Oh, we don't want the Daily Friend. There we go. There are others that the company is putting out as well, little short ones, which will come through and you will experience. All right, let's send it, Rob. Let's go. Sound? No sound?
Can I just ask, have all of you watched this or not? Is there anyone who hasn't watched it?
Not me.
I have
Okay.
watched it, thank you.
Okay, but some people haven't, so we will watch again, and we will probably
A balance to
Yeah.
your diet.
have to watch
Too
it many
people
times.
these days are concerned about their lack of energy and vitality.
You sound all right, Monica.
Yes, perfect.
Yes.
And that the number one complaint that physicians hear is, I'm so tired of feeling so exhausted. Many factors contribute to these circumstances, but crucial evidence is pointing to a phenomenon understood by food scientists all over the world, that important and life-sustaining nutrients are missing from the modern day diet. Critical nutrients have become difficult to access, and sadly, some have been stripped from our foods in the name of mass production, prolonged shelf life, and the convenience of fast foods. The health status of most people today can be seen in this simple graph. You are born and start to grow into adulthood, and very soon, unless you're getting the right nutrients, your body begins to move from the energetic zone into the tired and eventually the sick zone. We are now seeing that most people are reaching these zones much earlier in life. Some years ago, neo-life scientists discovered that certain nutrients could supercharge our energy levels. Now, although they are readily available in our food supply, very few of us are getting enough of these nutrients, and most of us know nothing of their invigorating power. These nutrients rejuvenate energy production inside the cell, the ultimate source of your health, well-being, and long-term vitality. How does this work? To appreciate how this works, it's beneficial to understand some basics about the human body. The body is made up of trillions of tiny cells. Each of them is a powerhouse of energy, which needs to be fed properly every single day. If the cells are unhealthy, the body is unhealthy. Every cell has a membrane, which contains vital nutrients, some of which are lipids and sterols. This membrane is needed to maintain the cell structure and absorbency to let critical nutrients in and unwanted toxins and waste matter out. Lipids and sterols are essential fats, meaning that for normal body function, they either cannot be made by the body or cannot be made in adequate amounts, enough for good health, and therefore must be provided by your diet. These essential lipids and sterols are found in our whole grain foods, which have been a staple of the human food chain since the beginning of time. These fats are found in the outer layer of grains, rice, and soy, the very elements that are processed out of our foods. These nutrients are converted into energy, giving the cell the power to perform its function. Without these essential fats, the cell membrane becomes compromised, and this process produces toxins which cannot be eliminated from the cell and out the body. What has happened to our diet over time? The healthy diet plate shows the average kind of balance that our diet should reflect. Most of our diet should be made up of a combination of whole grains, fruits and vegetables, proteins, as well as good fats. Unfortunately, today's unhealthy eating habits show that refined carbohydrates and proteins are consumed the most, and whole grains, fruits and vegetables are consumed the least. Modern day grain processing removes these lipids and sterols and other vital nutrients from our grain foods, which has resulted in a chronic global deficiency. Remember, diet is what you eat, and proper nutrition is what gets absorbed at cellular level. Bad fats and oils, commonly known as saturated and trans fats, found in, for example, butter and margarine, have the opposite effect on our cell membranes, causing them to solidify, become unhealthy, and unable to function optimally. This is important for a very simple reason. If your cell does not receive and process these nutrients it needs, your body will remain tired and in the sick zone of health. But there is a solution that is a whole food based and backed by science that will empower you to a life of abundant health, vitality, and energy. That simple yet unique solution is the powerful formula known as Treonine grain concentrates. Neolife identified this gap early on and has spent many years of research seeking an answer to this problem. Neolife has since become a pioneer in the area of cellular nutrition. Research was conducted by the Neolife team of doctors, nutritionists, and food scientists, and this resulted in the formulation of essential fats that were extracted from 3 whole grains: wheat, rice, and soy. A series of studies conducted at Texas A&M University confirmed that the nutritional benefits of Treonine are far beyond expectations, classifying it as a superior supplement. Treonine has been scientifically and clinically proven to increase the absorption of utilization of nutrients by 50%, enhance cardiovascular development, and have a strong cardioprotective effect. It has also shown to show a greater adrenal activity, which increases energy levels and improves responses to stress, and optimize overall growth and development. And a Danish study has shown that whole grain consumption may lower the risk of heart attacks by 25% in men and 27% in women. Therefore, to ensure proper nutrition at cellular level, we need a balanced diet, and with the Neolife supplement Treonine, we can optimize nutrient utilization. Since being developed, globally Treonine is the first and only whole grain food-based supplement of its kind on the market. It has transformed the lives of millions of people who have experienced renewed energy and vitality, with a dramatic reduction in illnesses and an overall improvement in their health and well-being. Treonine is a supplement every household should have.
Okay. So, Andre, can I hand over to you
Yeah, sure.
when it comes to the system now?
Yeah. It's always, you have to expect something coming out of it when Monica and I spend time together. So this is it, ladies and gents. That is a tool, and it is, I think, well presented, well produced, and straightforward, and it gives quite a strong argument for using Treonine as a supplement. One doesn't, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I think that what Monica and I have concluded, and we have committed to and agreed to, is that we are going to use the system that we have been provided with effectively and conscientiously and with focus to build our teams. I'm now not talking about a customer base, I'm talking about building a business. And all of us who are in the space, as far as I'm aware, actually would like something that generates a decent income, and more importantly, or in addition, provides a source of residual income, which means that even, what's happened? Am I here? Oh,
You're here?
that even when you are pulling back on the amount of work that you're able to do, because there comes a time when that might happen, that you've got a strong team which is still doing the work on their own behalf, and you can still continue earning some money. You can never earn money when you stop completely, but you can actually continue to get an income when you aren't actively recruiting and doing that sort of thing anymore. So the system that has been provided by the company, and which I think that we, if we want to build the business, need to commit to, has got several components. One is the opportunity meeting, and we have been provided with slides that we can speak to if we are presenting the opportunity ourselves. And I think it's very important that we need to learn to be able to do that. And I think just put this in your thinking caps. I think that this is a very good platform where each one of us can have an opportunity to present the business to the group. It's a safe group. It's a place where we can stumble and fall. You've seen Monica and me have a few oopses, and we can practice speaking a business opportunity, referring to the slides that have been well produced and that we've been provided with. And then we've been provided with this video of TreeNN, which is the product that is the basis for the business opportunity. And so we can share that with people. And in that way, we can say, look, you know, this is a product I use. This is a product I've got enormous benefit from. If I show you, if I were to send you a video about this product, would you be willing to watch it? The person would say yes. You could say, okay, I'll send it. When do you think you can watch it? It's about 9 minutes long or 7 minutes long or whatever the case is. You get a response from the person and you say, that's great. Can I then phone you after that time and see what you thought about it? And in that way, you are consistent about providing information to people and then following up. And as we've heard about 1 million times by now, the fortune is in the follow-up. If you just send them this and you expect them to respond to you, you're going to be disappointed. You have to set up the next appointment, which is when you're going to get back to them and hear what they liked best about the video. And then you can say, are you willing or ready, or would you like to give it a try? And some people will say no. Some people will say, well, right now I don't have any spare resources. Some people might say, it sounds fascinating. Yes, please. And those are the people that you supply. And so in that way, fairly painlessly, you can sift and sort people, and those who are interested in giving it a try are your new customers. So that is one aspect of it. And then the business model says, and the model is something we aim at. It doesn't necessarily happen exactly in the shape immediately that you are ultimately aiming for. But the business system says you find 6 customers or 5 customers and yourself as a user. But you turn over.
Oh, there's a helicopter right on top. There it goes.
It's gone. You turn over a minimum of 6 TreeNNs a month. Why do they say 6? Because that gives you your 100-point base. And 100 points is essential. It's the baseline if you want to start benefiting from anything that a team does. So
Andre, can we just stop there? So what you're saying is that, and we will put up for you a PowerPoint that is on the back office that shows this. So to illustrate it, if you have a pen while Andre's talking, you can draw your 6 circles. So Andre, I'm going to hand back to you now. So that what we're asking from ourselves and from you is that each one of us gets into the practice of drawing these circles for another person at least once a week, and the more the better. Okay, so Andre, you're up to 6 circles, and each one.
No, I'm not up to 6 circles. I'm up to 1 circle with 6 customers.
6 customers. Thank you.
Yeah. So have a circle in the middle of your page with your name in it, and you have got 6 customers buying a TNN, and it gives you 102 points. Now, what I want to stop there. You have got customers who are buying other things. You like other things and you want to sell other things to other people. And that is fantastic. You are building your own client base. But what we are talking about here is a way in which we can invite people to look at a business system that is a paint by numbers system that they will agree to follow. We are not looking to expand their baskets at this point. We are looking, I'm going to say it again because this is the most important concept. We are looking for people who want to build their own business using Neolife. That's the question that we ask to get people on whom we, well, to whom we teach this system. And they will know that they get a system, that there are requirements that they follow the system in order to learn the skills to do this business effectively. And that if they follow the system consistently and as effectively and quickly as possible, within a matter of 6 months, they could be a director. It might go slower, it might go faster. It depends on how effective they are at following the system. And we would ask those people for I'm suggesting a written commitment. I agree that I will follow the system and that I will set targets together with my upline for each week or each month or whatever it is, and I will commit to reaching those targets. Now, I am sounding very strict and so on about it.
No, you're not.
And that, well, I want to. That is the point. If someone comes into a new business, a new career, a new anything, they are expected to learn the ropes of their job. And if you go into, say, a retail business, and you, as a worker, you want to become an effective employee. The first thing, let's take a coffee shop. The first place you are expected to work is in the kitchen, washing the dishes. Well, you've got to go through that process and you've got to prove that you are able to wash the dishes and that you are able to follow the instructions. And you don't just say, well, I'm better than dishwashing, I'm not going to do this, and walk out of the job. You have to go through the dishwashing. If you prove yourself to be good in the kitchen, you might be trained to waitress after that. If you show yourself to be interested in food preparation, you might start and be asked to make the toast. And you learn these steps, and eventually you mature into the most effective worker you're going to be. It's the way it works. You cannot go in unskilled and manage the coffee shop. It's just not like that. And so we are saying to people, not, this is a business that you can do if you like, and maybe you could do it this way, and maybe you could do it that way. And if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. You know, nobody's going to, you know, the only one who suffers is you, and nobody's going to call you to account or anything like that, because that immediately builds weakness into the system, because you're attracting people who are not fundamentally willing to do the job. So what we are doing is looking for people who are seriously wanting to make a success of this. Therefore, they commit to doing the basics, using a particular system which will teach them the basics, and more importantly, possibly, or equally importantly, give them a system to use with their new people. And that brings us back to one of the fundamental issues about building a network marketing business. And that is, how duplicatable is it? You cannot build if you cannot duplicate yourself. Now, there are things that I can duplicate in other people, and there are things about my skill set that are unduplicatable. But that doesn't mean people cannot be in my team and very successful because they're duplicating the essentials. A lot of what I do that is not duplicatable is fundamentally peripheral to running the business. You know, if you can build your whole business on TreeNN, you need one little TreeNN story, which any of you can learn. And now you've been given a tool anyway, which you don't even have to speak the information, and you can build an empire. That's how those African businesses were built, actually, the big ones in Nigeria and Ghana and so on. I spend hours of my life, hours of every day, talking to people, writing stuff. It fascinates me. I do it because I like it. But it does not fundamentally serve the nuts and bolts of my business because it's not duplicatable. And so I'm making a confession now that I am going to deliberately, conscientiously work the system myself to build the network and to teach other people. Now, when those people are up and running, then you obviously want to broaden the basket because there's a whole lot more that they can market. And they will start finding customers who want to know MEGA before they built a business. And we certainly don't stop that. We, in fact, encourage that because that means their own 100 points, their own PV increases. But it's not the fundamental requirement to build a business. And so now I don't know, Monica and I are doing this thing. We're committed. We haven't yet come to terms with exactly how, but I have decided that I'm going to actually put out ads in some way where I actually give the job description, if you like. And I'll have a list of 3 or 4 or 5 maybe requirements. You must be willing to commit to learning these skills. You must be willing to commit to reaching the targets that you yourself set together with your team leader. You must be willing to, you know, you've got to, you commit. Whether you hit it or not is not a train smash. It is a train smash because you're not building your business, but you're not going to be kicked out of the system, but you will be held to account. Explain yourself. Why haven't you done what you said you were going to do, for example? And I'm going to deliberately ask for people who are willing to do that, because people are not willing to do that, are not going to do it, and they are not who I am looking for. So we're looking for a very particular kind of person who is keen, possibly desperate, to get something up and running, to make some money. Okay. So I don't know whether you, Meryl, and Hermine are interested in even looking at this. That's your decision. You may say, and Meryl, I'm thinking of you in particular because you've got this kind of you're on a cusp of various changes, and you may say, yes, I see that and I value that, but I'll start in 6 months' time or whatever the case may be. And that, you know, we can have those conversations, and you and I, Hermine. But that is what Monica and I are doing, and that is what we are going to train on when we are talking business. And then what we can do is we can invite all those people to, and their guests to health talks and so on. And that's an add-on, but not the business building system and structure.
Andre, we've got 2 minutes. So
Okay.
can I just summarize now?
Yes.
Thank you. Now you all know why I became a director, because you know who was breathing down my neck all the time.
It was Rory.
No, it was you.
Oh my goodness.
But on a serious note, I thank you, Andre, that we will then, Meryl, Hermine, and I'll make sure Monica Dubé knows this as well. The next couple of sessions, we're definitely going to be focusing completely on the system. It doesn't mean to say that we are knocking product out. We also have an idea there on the 50 products, Andre, that
Yes.
we will be integrating as we carry on with our amazing Saturday morning group, which is developing a reputation out there apparently. So I think the time is now for myself and you, Rob, and Andre, you're expressing the same thing, where we want to move things into the next up into the next level. And it is up to each individual as to what commitment they're prepared to make. What we ask of all of us here, as I said, is that at least once a week. How you do it once a week is up to each person. For myself, my commitment is once a day minimum to be showing the system, the business. So we will talk and train on the system in much more detail over the next couple of weeks. Secondly, and I just want to quickly do the housekeeping. We're going into week 2, so let's keep pushing with our customers, etc. There's a brilliant new incentive come out today, which we will share on the group. For if you want to get a lovely Neolife bag, you've got to go up another step. And keep your eye out on the meetings that are available to from the company, and invite people to them. And I think that's just about the end of my minute. And so until next week, please keep in touch and have a great week, everyone.